myself.
Thank you, sir. I welcome this bill and support this bill. But at the same time, I would like to make my view also for the consideration of the government and as well as the August body. So far, procedures have been contemplated to attach the property, confiscate the property, or given to give opportunity to the fugitive offender, economic offender. But what is contemplated in the bill is not sufficient. It is subject to correction by the government and the August members of this House, because law can be passed by this Parliament. I am of the view that run away from the country, that is flee from justice, can be made as an offence, and also failure to appear before the court consecutively for 3 times, 4 times, it can be made as a specific offence. From this date onwards, if the offender did not appear before the court, the economic offenders, scheduled offenders, if they fail to appear before the court and recall the warrant, that can be made as a specific offence, and then for which a punishment can be prescribed. And the punishment must be deterrent one. Even hanging can be given. Hanging can be contemplated. Minimum fine amount of 100 crores can be contemplated. Nothing wrong in it. What is offence? As per the jurisprudence subject to correction, an act or omission which is made punishable by law. That law should not have the retrospective effect. That is called offence. So now my humble submission would be, those who ran away from the country, that one part may not be applicable for the proposed offence. For the failure, continuous willful failure to appear before the court, there are warrants are pending, arrest warrants, non-bailable warrants are pending. But the failure to appear before the court in pending cases consecutively for 3 hearings, this must be made as a specific offence, and deterrent punishment must be prescribed, and a heavy fine must be imposed. Then only we can bring back the offenders. The atrocity properties which are tainted, which are not tainted, giving opportunity, all well niceties. But at the risk of repetition, our banking system collapsed. Now all banks are prompt corrective action, Reserve Bank of India issuing circulars. And then PNP Bank, nobody knows what had happened, how money was given to that particular offender. So now now itself, we can declare in this act itself, stating that from the commencement of this act, from the date of commencement of this act, if the offenders, economic offenders are not appearing before the court within 3 months, it constitutes a separate offence. And you give the punishment, contemplate the punishment of hanging, life sentence, and the minimum fine of 1,000 crore or 100 crore, it can be made. Then only we can bring back the offenders. So merely whatever the extradition treaty proceedings and also the our courts, the burden of proof, normally if in other, even in the economic offences, the burden of proof is only on the prosecution. So even in this act also, to declare a person as an economic offender, the burden is on the prosecution. So you must, the warrant not, even where the cases, criminal cases, where the warrant is pending, a short duration may be given, within which an opportunity must be given to the offenders, because they collapsed the Indian economy. The banking system collapsed. Even an ordinary man not able to go to the bank. Now everybody is afraid of our banking system, because we are not even having the will to deposit 50,000 in the bank, because at any point of time the banks will go bankrupt. So this is my humble submission, but otherwise the bill is very nice. No doubt about it. I think even Article 20, 21, 14 will not violate. A new offence can be created for the future conduct of the accused. After all, we are asking the accused, to appear before the court and face the trial, prove his innocence. So the parliament is more competent. I think it is more appropriate. It must be done immediately. So you must create a new offence. We must give the ingredients of the offence. And their failure to appear before the court consecutively for 3 hearings, it is an offence. So because it is an economic offence, because the scheduled offence. And also, the power is given to the central government to include any offence in the schedule. So 109 IPC, I think, is most important provision must be included in the offence. I thank the chair and the passionate hearing given to me by these honorable August members. Thank you, sir.